What if I told you that the only thing standing between you and your dream life is your mind? Not your bank account, not your past, not even your failures. David Goggins, the man who went from being an abused overweight exterminator to a Navy SEAL and ultra-endurance athlete, didn't just rewrite his story. He burned the old one and started from scratch. And in his book Can't Hurt Me, he lays out the raw truth about mental toughness and why most people will never reach their potential. Today, we're diving into 5 of the most life-changing lessons from this book that will slap your excuses in the face, wake up your inner savage, and help you build the kind of grit that wealth, discipline, and legacy are built on. Let's go. Point 1. Callous your mind. David Goggins doesn't sugarcoat it. Your mind is soft, but it doesn't have to stay that way. Just like calluses on your hands from lifting heavy weights, your brain needs painful repetition to toughen up. He deliberately puts himself through misery, ultramarathons, freezing swims, hell week, not for fun, but to callous his mind. Think about it. How many times have you quit the gym, given up on your side hustle, or ghosted your goals the moment things got uncomfortable? Here's the truth. If you're not deliberately seeking pain, life will hand you a version of it anyway. But it's the uncontrolled kind, the layoffs, the breakups, the regrets. Goggins flips the script. He chooses pain. He builds armor, because mental toughness isn't built in comfort. It's forged in fire. Imagine your brain like a cupcake, soft, sweet, and completely useless under pressure. Now imagine it as a kettlebell. Which one's gonna make it through life's storm? But what happens when even that isn't enough? When your body gives up and your mind wants to follow? Stay with me, because the next lesson reveals Goggins' secret weapon when everything else fails. Point 2. The 40% rule. Here's a truth that should make your blood boil, in a good way. When you think you're done, when you feel like quitting, you've only hit 40% of your potential. That's it. You're not tired, you're just getting started. This blew my mind. Most people, especially our generation, tap out at discomfort. A little anxiety, we scroll. A little boredom, we binge. A little challenge, we quit. Goggins says nope. That voice telling you to stop, that's the gatekeeper to greatness. The real you lives past that point, past the burn, past the fear. And once you know that, you become dangerous, unstoppable. Because every time you stop at 40%, you're leaving your dream life on the table. That business idea, that financial freedom, that confidence you envy in others, you're one I'm tired away from burying it. If your life was a video game and you stopped at level 4 out of 10, would you brag about your progress? Nah. So why do we do it in real life? So what happens when you want to go past 40%, but your self-talk is trash? You sabotage yourself before you even start. That's when you need Goggins' third power move. Point 3. Master your inner dialogue. Let's be real. Most of us are walking around with an inner voice that's straight up toxic. You're not good enough. You'll embarrass yourself. Who do you think you are? Goggins says that voice isn't you. It's the old version of you. The scared, conditioned, and average self. And if you don't kill that voice, it will kill your potential. He calls it the accountability mirror. Every day, he looks himself in the mirror and speaks the brutal truth. No filters, no fluff. You're fat, you're lazy, you can do better. Harsh? Yes, but freedom lies in truth, not coddling. Because here's the scary part. If you don't confront your weaknesses, life will expose them, publicly. At your job, in your bank account, in your relationships. But when you own your flaws, you own your power. Motivation videos are cool, but if your inner voice sounds like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, no Tony Robbins quote will save you. But even the strongest mindset cracks under pressure. So how does Goggins stay locked in when all hell breaks loose? The answer is in point 4, and it's something most people avoid at all costs. Point 4. Embrace the suck. Here's a phrase Goggins lives by. Embrace the suck. That's right. Don't just tolerate discomfort. Run toward it. Why? Because discomfort is data. It shows you where you're weak, and it gives you the chance to become strong. Goggins didn't get mentally tough by meditating in the sunshine. He became who he is by choosing suffering intentionally. This is the part most people miss. They want success without sacrifice, wealth without work, growth without grind. But here's the truth. If you can suffer in silence, if you can own your pain, there is nothing anyone can take from you. If you don't learn to be comfortable being uncomfortable, the world will always control you. And comfort is expensive. It costs you your potential. You think success is supposed to feel like a spa day? Bro, it's war out here. But wait, how do you track your growth? How do you measure toughness? That's where Goggins pulls out his final tool, something deceptively simple but wildly powerful. Point 5. Create a cookie jar. David Goggins keeps a mental cookie jar. But no, it's not full of Oreos. It's filled with every time he overcame something, every win, every hard day he conquered, every time he proved himself wrong. When the pain gets unbearable, when quitting feels easier, he reaches into that jar and remembers who the hell he is. This isn't nostalgia, it's fuel. You need your own cookie jar. Every time you push past your limits, write it down. Remember it. Stack it, so when your next challenge shows up, you don't panic, you perform. Because confidence isn't some mystical trait, it's built through evidence. And your past wins are receipts. So yeah, maybe cookies do build muscle, mental muscle. And here's the kicker. If you stack your cookies, callous your mind, and embrace the suck, you don't just get tougher, you become unstoppable. If you take one thing from this video, let it be this. You are capable of 10x more than you think. But only if you stop negotiating with your limits. Mental toughness isn't about being fearless, it's about fighting anyway. And Can't Hurt Me is your blueprint for becoming a savage in a world full of soft minds. So here's your challenge. Pick one of these 5 lessons and live it. Today. Because your future self, he's watching. And he's either gonna thank you or resent you. If this video fired you up, you'll love our next one. How to build mental toughness and resilience. Click here to keep leveling up, and I'll see you there.